The following video is in conjunction with the Alien Connection Truth Network and Beating Heart Radio. You are listening to Beating Heart Radio. Hello everybody, you're listening to Beating Heart Radio, and I'm your host Jim Andre, broadcasting out of Lake Wales, Florida. Tonight we have an unbelievable show. Most of you out there are not going to believe it, but I'm going to do an interview right now with an actual alien. His name is Stanton. He is from the Zeta Reticulum star system, two binary star system located in our solar system. And he is also known, or better known, as a short gray. We are able to conduct this interview due to special advanced technology from and by the aliens themselves. And at this point in time, we're using a special device designed especially by them, and a special unknown, untappable, unreachable to most energetic radio frequency, also devised by them. Gets this show on the road again. My guest is Stanton. He is an alien. He goes by the name of Stanton. Stanton, are we connected? Do we have a good signal?
Yes, we have a great signal, and I'm happy to be here to give mankind a message. I believe every once in a while we all need guidance, and at this point in time, the direction that your world is heading into is not a good direction. So maybe some sound advice would help.
Okay, Stanton, I realize that there's a message that you want to get out there to everyone, but I mean, there's so many questions that I would like to ask you. I mean, you know, this show could go on for I don't know how many hours, but I know you don't have the time to do that. You guys are very busy, not only, with us Earthlings, but other entities throughout the galaxy and probably the universe itself. So I'll just let you speak, and I guess, tell us what you have to tell us.
The matter is that the human species is a product and result of a biological experiment performed by a higher intelligence of life the extraterrestrials themselves, through genetic manipulation and artificial insemination between the great ape species and the aliens, man was created. The reason for the experiment was to introduce an advanced, intelligent primate into the world that could take care of Mother Earth, till the soil, and be happy and serene with its surroundings. But even though we were successful in creating an advanced, intelligent primate, as time has shown, we created a primate with an intelligence that is somewhat flawed.
Oh, wait a minute now, Stanton. You're saying we're intelligent, but we have a flawed intelligence?
That is right. Any species capable of saving lives with one hand while deliberately destroying lives with the other has an intelligence that is somewhat flawed.
Stanton, let me ask you this. How long of an experiment has this been?
This has been ongoing for thousands of years.
Well, let me ask you this. What has happened to all the missing links from the first version of the experiment, let's say cavemen maybe, or primitive man, all the way up to where we are today? What happened to all them missing links?
The missing links that you speak of were all versions of this ongoing, continuing experiment that didn't live up to our expectations and were terminated when replaced by a newer version. Right now, at this point in time, Homo sapiens are the latest version of the experiment, and I must say, the most lethal.
Now, when you say the most lethal, you're referring to the state that the world is in today with, I'm assuming, nuclear weaponry, and maybe even that atom-smashing hadron collider. Is that what you're referring to?
Yes, at this point in time, all indications are that your intelligence and advanced technology will prove to be your doom. Not to mention the fact that you have no one else to compete against but yourselves, and have no one else to fear but yourselves. It appears as though, since man has been introduced into the world as a more advanced primate, he has been the cause and never will be the solution.
Okay, when you say an intervention to save us from ourselves, why not let our version of the experiment, or current version of the experiment, expire like them other missing links that you spoke of?
First of all, maybe I should explain a little further on the missing links. Though the missing links were eliminated, they were not eliminated completely. It was a matter of eliminating them from the planet Earth, thereby being taken off planet, in a place where they are preserved. We are here to create and procreate, not destroy.
So you were stating that every other version of this experiment is actually still in existence off planet?
Yes, that is correct.
So where do you see all this going from here, in your opinion? Where is this all leading?
You are heading on a path of self-annihilation. Your technology is a serious threat. You have nuclear weaponry and the capability to destroy yourselves and your planet. You have the Hadron Collider atom-smashing machine in search of the God particle. Smashing atoms becomes a very dangerous game at certain levels of intensity. You have no idea what deadly results can occur with such actions. One scientific theory is that the universe began with a Big Bang. If this is the case, it could scientifically end with one. You have no concern regarding the dangerous game that you are playing.
Now this is a must-ask question. You just mentioned the God particle. Who or what is God?
Within your religious beliefs, you worship many gods. That being said, I must ask, will the real God please stand up? The fact of the matter is, God is a universal energy that moves you and makes all things possible. It is an energetic source or essence. The extent of God is comprised of the energy that moves you, your consciousness, and the air that you breathe.
I must say that is a very interesting response. On that note, we're going to take a little break, Stanton and I. We'll see you on the flip side.
Hello, darkness, my old friend. I've come to talk with you again, because a vision softly creeping left its seeds while I was sleeping, and the vision that was planted in my brain still remains within the sound of silence. In restless dreams I walked alone, narrow streets of cobblestone, neath the halo of a street lamp. I turned my collar to the cold and damp, when my eyes were stabbed by the flash of a neon light that split the night and touched the sound of silence. And in the naked light I saw 10,000 people, maybe more. People talking without speaking, people hearing without listening, people writing songs that voices never shared, and no one dared disturb the sound of silence. Fools that I do not know, silence like a cancer grows. Hear my words that I might teach you, take my arms that I might reach you, but my words like silent raindrops fell and echoed in the wells of silence. And the people bowed and prayed to the neon god they made, and the sign flashed its warning in the words that it was forming, and the sign said the words of the prophets are written on the subway walls and tenement halls and whispered in the sounds of silence.
The Sound of Silence by Simon and Garfunkel, one of my favorites. Okay, here we are back on the flip side with our alien interview with an authentic alien that goes by the name of Stanton. Stanton, are you still with us?
Yes, I am here. It's interesting that you play that song, The Sound of Silence, because technically that's where the serenity is, the silence. It all lies within the darkness. Another thing I would like to add is that most people fear the darkness, for they may not know what lurks within. But it must be realized that it is from out of the darkness that everything comes into the light. Everything is created within the darkness. You were in the womb for 9 months, the darkness of the womb, before you travel down the tunnel and into the light. All the trees that provide your oxygen through the process of photosynthesis rise up from the darkness of the ground and into the light as all other sustenance that the earth provides for your survival. Before all your fancy technology, the only way that a photographer could develop a picture off a negative years ago was in a dark room. After a long day's work, you go home exhausted, you turn the lights down low, you shut your eyes, and you slip into what? The tranquility of darkness, feeling refreshed the next day. Light and darkness, that cannot be one without the other. Our best advice to you would be to walk a path straight down the middle, acknowledge, respect both, but worship neither.
I must say that was deep, very deep.
You may consider it deep, but it is also the truth.
Stanton, I have to ask you, what is your thoughts and explanation of the realm or universe of this three-dimensional world that we're living in?
You are existing in a random, chaotic realm. Nature is naturally chaotic. For example, you can have a bright, sunny, serene day, and all of a sudden the clouds will form, and then you have an intense thunderstorm with a driving rain. You have other natural events that occur, such as hurricanes, tornadoes, earthquakes, volcano eruptions, tsunamis. Hell, even an asteroid or a comet could hit the Earth at any given moment. All these occurrences could happen randomly at any given moment. You are existing in a random, chaotic universe. Man himself is no different. Man is a part of nature, just as much a part of nature as everything else around him. So therefore, there will always be chaos amongst men. As for randomness, everything is a gamble, a happenstance. You are born, you find yourself here in this world, and not long afterwards begin to ponder from where you came. You randomly find yourself here within this existence. You arrive with no guarantees and an unknown expiration date. Everything is by randomly chance. enhanced events.
That is a very interesting perspective indeed. So, Stanton, what is your main message to the people of planet Earth?
We genetically created the human species. Yes, you all have alien DNA. Since you were created, we set you free, but you were not abandoned. We've been monitoring your progress since, from a behind-the-scenes approach. We also realize that you are free-willed spirits and would never, ever want to intervene to force you to do something against your own will. We could choose to let this experiment to run its natural experimental course, even if it meant the total self-destruction of the human species. But with your technology that exists today, with the possibility of destroying the planet as well, and, getting to a major point where it would affect us and maybe the universe. The following is a message. We have no choice for the majority of the people on planet Earth, not the 1% that have the agenda to depopulate the planet by 95% of the world population and create a new world order. They are already aware of what's going on. They are aware of us, but they suppress the truth from the rest of the world's population. So that the truth may be known, on July 5th, 2022, we intentionally blasted a laser and sabotaged the Georgia Guidestones, which represented your desire for control and agenda to systematically eliminate 95% of your world's population. Do you think that it was merely coincidental that we performed that operation on the very same day that you fired up your Hadron Collider after a 3-year hiatus? We demand that you immediately cease and desist all operations. You have been warned. If you do not immediately cease and desist all operations with the Hadron Collider, that too will be sabotaged in the near future.
Those are some strong words there, Stanton.
They are words of truth. Heed the warning.
We got interference now. Stanton, are you still with us? Are you still with us, Stanton? Well, it appears as though that he left abruptly or we've lost signal and connection. Well, maybe we should heed the warning.